Hello, sixth grade cowboys and cowgirls. This is lesson 3.3 on dividing fractions. So again, make sure you take good notes and bring those notes to class tomorrow. So dividing fractions. So let's talk a little bit about how that works. The first thing you need to know is what a reciprocal is. The process we're going to use to divide fractions is keep, change, flip. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, but the flip part is the same as a reciprocal. If you take a fraction and you flip it, changing the numerator and denominator, and that's called the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 3/4 would be 4/3. So again, let's talk a little bit more about reciprocals. The reciprocal of 2/9, when you flip it, becomes 9/2. The reciprocal of 1/8 is 8/1. And the reciprocal of 5, again, 5 is the same as 5/1, right? When you put it over 1 to make it a fraction form. The reciprocal of 5/1, when you flip it, becomes 1/5. So the reciprocal of 5 is 1/5. Here's a few examples down here. Find the reciprocal of each number. So the reciprocal of 7/8 would be 8/7. Reciprocal of 9, again, 9 is the same as 9/1, would be 1/9. Reciprocal of 11/1 would be 1/11 is 11/1, which again is just 11. So the reciprocal of 1/11 is 11. Okay, now we're going to use those reciprocals to divide fractions. So how that works is, for instance, divide 5/9, or 5/9 divided by 2/3. Remember that what we're going to use is called keep, change, flip. So the way we look at that is you're going to keep this fraction like it is, so 5/9. You're going to change the division to multiplication, and then you're going to flip the second fraction, or take its reciprocal. So 2/3 would be 3/2. So now we can multiply. Well, we can simplify first because 3 and 9 are both divisible by 3, so that becomes a 1, that becomes a 3 when you divide by 3. So 5 times 1 is 5 in the top, 3 times 2 is 6 in the bottom. So 5/9 divided by 2/3 is 5/6. Here you go, right here. It shows the steps and your answer. So let's do a few examples like that. So 9/10, that's the keep. So you're going to keep it like it is. You're going to change division to multiplication. And you're going to flip or take the reciprocal of 2/5, which is 5/2. So again, the process, keep, change, flip. So make sure you write that down so you can remember how to do this. All right, so simplifying, we got 5 and 10 both divisible by 5. That's 1, that becomes 2. So you got 9 times 1 is 9. 2 times 2 is 4, 9/4. You top dog that to make it a mixed number. If that's what they ask for, you can leave it as 9/4 if you want to. But just in case, you need to know how to do this. So 4 into 9 goes 2 times, which is 8. Subtract to get 1. There's your numerator and there's your denominator. So 2 and 1/4. So 9/4 as a mixed number is 2 and 1/4. Okay, 9/10, we're going to keep the first fraction, change the division to multiplication, flip or take the reciprocal of 3/5, which is 5/3. So again, those divisible by 5. Now here you have both these divisible by 3. So 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 3/2. When you top dog that, or if you want to make it a mixed number, that's 1.5. Okay, some more examples. It says find the reciprocal of each fraction. So 2/5, the reciprocal, remember flipping it, becomes 5/2. 1/9, 9/1, which equals 9. Then 10/3, the reciprocal would be 3/10. So we're going to divide this. So again, keep the first one, change the division to multiplication, and flip 5/3 to 3/5. Both these 3's are divisible by 3, so that becomes 4 times 1 in the top, 1 times 5 in the bottom, 4/5. So now, again, keep the first fraction, Change this to multiplication. Flip the second fraction. Both these divisible by 5. 3 times 1 is 3 in the top. 2 times 4 is 8 in the bottom. So 3/8. Okay, keep the first fraction. Change to multiplication. Flip the second. And becomes 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 and 1/4. If you divide that, you're going to get 1 and 1/4. Okay. And that concludes our lesson on dividing fractions.